Hey y'all, Abushady here. I've been sharing a lot of information about connecting to your true self, to your true nature, and I realized that a lot of this is going over many heads because the foundational aspect of all of this is out of check and out of alignment, and that is the breath. So for a lot of us brothers, we're not conscious of our breath throughout the day, and if you're not conscious of your breathing, you're gonna stand much less of a chance to be able to catch yourself when you're reacting, when you're acting out a trigger, when you're playing out a program that you're running in your mind. If you're not in tune with your breath, it's gonna be much harder to catch this, to correct it, and to create a new pathway for expression when you feel that feeling, when that type of trigger occurs. So, really simply, I just want to get us on the foundational aspect of our breaths, what we should all be keeping in mind throughout the day as we're breathing. So, this doesn't have to pertain to like a sit down breathing session, it's just 24/7. You should be bringing awareness to these aspects of the breath. So first and foremost is you're breathing with your nose. So if you catch yourself breathing with your mouth and like panting and taking shallow breaths, not full breaths, you got to catch that in that moment and take a deep breath in the nose. And then what you can do to take it a step further is exhale all the way out and hold the exhale for like 10 seconds. Hold that, and just that simple action in itself is going to allow you to catch your breath and to regulate your nervous system so that you aren't going into reactive modes of expression, which are based off of sympathetic nervous system responses. We want to come into a parasympathetic response throughout the day because odds are we're not very often in actual survival situations. We're not very often in a fight or flight moment. So we can actually afford to be in a relaxed parasympathetic state throughout the day. Okay, so the nose, breathing in the nose, breathing out of the nose. This is ideal breathing pattern. You can breathe out of the mouth sometimes. If you're working out, this can be beneficial in certain moments. And if you're doing something like singing, this is a moment where you're gonna inhale with your mouth. If you're playing an instrument, you're probably gonna be inhaling with your mouth. And if you're swimming, you might wanna be inhaling with your mouth. When I swim, I like to inhale through the mouth and then exhale through the nose for most strokes. The other thing that's really important to keep in mind is that we're breathing with the diaphragm, we're breathing with the entire length of the lungs, especially breathing into the lower lungs, because most of us are accustomed to breathing only in our chests, and most of the blood in the lungs is in the lower lungs. So if you want to really oxygenate most of the blood and get that blood to the rest of the body, it's important to breathe into the entire lungs, into the lower lungs. So we begin as we inhale. You want to let that belly expand like a balloon and puff out. And this is another thing. We've been taught to keep our bellies in, right? You're supposed to have these tight abs. And a lot of people, as a result of that, they don't breathe fully throughout the day. They hold tension here. And what this does is it's telling your body that it's not safe. I'm not safe to breathe fully. I'm not safe to relax my belly. Right? It's like you don't really see animals in nature showing their belly very much because it's something that they have to protect and keep safe. So humans in this modern day stressful world, we have taken away our natural ability to just relax and be in that parasympathetic state, like I said, and take full deep breaths into the belly all the way up into the upper lungs. Instead, we hold it here and we keep it tight. So this is really important for you to keep in mind. Whenever you're walking around, you're around other people and you're sucking that belly in, This is a vanity. This is not your true self. This is an ego effect where you are trying to hide something, you're trying to protect something, you don't want to be judged by other people. So let that belly come out, right? We're breathing all the way into the belly, feeling the air rise up into the chest, all the way up to the clavicle, and you can even feel that inhale coming up into the top of your head. And then as you exhale, you want to exhale from the top down to the bottom. So exhaling from top of the head, feeling the air emptying from the upper lungs, emptying, 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 and I'll show you to the full extent that you can squeeze this air out. So that just shows you the full range of motion that is available here. That the belly can expand all the way out like pregnant, and then the belly can contract all the way in, squeezing all of the air out. And this brings me to the next point, which is throughout the day you should be taking breaths that are full. So meaning you're inhaling all the way, not to the point of straining or forcing the lungs, but just to the fullness, to the top of the breath. And then you want to exhale out and exhale all the air out. And that's when you would potentially hold that exhale for like 10 seconds. And that's just going to reset you, especially if you're in a moment where you're triggered or you want to react in some way about something. This is going to help you to regulate your nervous system, regulate how you are acting in the world, how you interact with people, and being in a more calm and relaxed state, which allows you to not be reactive. It allows you to be responsive instead. So you can actually be of much better service, not only to yourself and your own life, but to the people around you that you love and to the entire world. Just simply by being regulated, you are very much less likely to get triggered, to go out on some sort of tangent that's irrelevant, to get sucked away into some thought process that is unnecessary, that isn't in the present moment here now. So all of this is about being here now, being present. Can we just bring awareness to the breath and breathe fully and breathe deeply and witness it and not get attached to anything while that's happening, not get pulled away by our thoughts? All of this feeds into all of it. It's all connected. So breathing with the nose, breathing into the full belly, exhaling. Another thing to consider, and this will be the final piece for this video, inhaling for around 4 seconds, exhaling for around 6 seconds. The purpose of this, again, is to invite in parasympathetic response. When you make your exhales slightly longer than your inhales, this stimulates the vagus nerve, stimulates the parasympathetic response in the body, the rest, digest, repair, regeneration mode of your nervous system. This is where you want to be most of your day residing in. Do this before bed, you will sleep better. Do it in the morning, your breath will be regulated for the day, so that when you approach stressful situations, you are already here, already present. There's no need for you to react. You are unaffected, you are at peace, you offer love, you offer healing by your presence in itself, by the fact that you have regulated your nervous system. Now all the other nervous systems around you, they're going to receive a benefit from that, from you being regulated. It's going to allow them to begin to connect to their breaths, to regulate their nervous system, to slow down and to be in a state of ease. So I trust that this is useful for you. Of course, I have guided classes and one-on-one sessions and a breathing course and a much more in-depth mentorship from my brother. So if you are interested in learning more and going deeper into any of these topics, feel free to leave a comment below or send a message to me, and we'll be in touch and we'll see how we can work together and influence each other in a really positive and beautiful way. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.